And hello, everybody, and good morning, and welcome to another episode of the Morning Metro. It is August 26, 2017, and I finally managed to say the date and time of the show because I didn't last week. So I forgot.
Welcome to the stream.
And today we have Gertrude, of course, via video, and we have Hunter.
Yes.
Via voice. I was waiting for it to be like. I was like, he is there, right? Like, this is a thing, yes.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but yeah, how are you guys today? I'm kind of tired, honestly.
I'm doing pretty good.
Doing great. Things are going well.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, of course, some of you guys know I took a week off Twitch, and I'm gonna ahead and just slide out my intro here. I took a week off Twitch, and I'm now back, and I'm happy to be back. Good morning, TJ Cougar. Welcome to the show. And we've got a lot of articles packed in today as well, and I'm kind of concerned because at the moment the article capture. Let me see if this. Oh snap! You know what? The article capture is broken.
Oh,
no. Good job. Oh, that's not okay. I got to do some like fixing on the fly and stuff like that. Oh, dang.
Okay.
But it was weird. Come on, don't be a jerk to me today, please. But yeah, I mean, how was your week, guys? Like, what'd you do? How did things go and stuff like that?
Nothing much, to be honest. I mean, I'm going camping next week, so pretty happy about that.
All right, I'm gonna have to really do some janky stuff today because. Okay, so I really kind of hate. I don't know if this is because of NVIDIA or what happened, but apparently the main monitor that I use to capture, basically the computer says no today, and I can only capture my third monitor, which makes no sense, and that's gonna be weird because I have to look over. Oh my gosh, that is. Are you serious today? Okay, whatever. We're just gonna.
Hey,
trigger.
It's okay. Don't get triggered over there.
Triggered.
Network extended.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Hunter, for the host as well. And by the way, I want to quick explain something because I didn't get a chance to. I don't know if I've explained this or not in the past. For those of you that will be listening on. Either watching or listening via YouTube. As you guys know, obviously I do a lot of Twitch stream stuff like that. All the like things you hear, like channel network extended and all the bits and all that kind of stuff. That's actually my notifications, which I never turn off. So if you hear these random sound bites, don't get confused. I know some people are just like, there was a lot of those sounds going off, I think, when we did the episode with Shy Fox. So I thought I'd just kind of quick explain that that's what all that is. So that's just Streamlabs, so it's all good. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and just try to jump right on, and I'm going to have to just... I can't believe it. Just... whatever. All right, so the eclipse happened last week. I think it was last... What was it? Thursday? Was it last Thursday? For some reason, I'm drawing a blank. I don't know why.
Yeah, it was Thursday.
It was Thursday. Yeah. So my brother-in-law sent me this photo of the eclipse happening in Minecraft.
I'm not even gonna comment. No, I just can't.
So it says so glad I was able to witness the solar eclipse. Absolutely breathtaking.
Oh
my goodness.
Da-dum.
There were so many eclipse memes going on.
Oh, I bet.
There was a black cat being moved in front of a white cat saying, "And here's the solar eclipse."
I saw that one, yeah.
I saw one where it's like a sun emoji and the moon emoji was going over it, like partially.
Wow.
Oh wow. Boy.
Oh man. So now, for me on the East Coast, I only saw like about 80% of the coverage. I don't know how much of Gertrude, you're in sort of like the Midwest area, stuff like that. You told me you were gonna have like a really crazy. What was it? You had to. There's something you had to do where you had to like go to work early or leave work. Do you want to talk about this really quick while I try to fix stuff?
Okay, so they've been talking about how we were going to have like anywhere from 500,000 people to 1 million people coming into St. Joe, and because we were right there in that sweet spot. Oh yeah, when that day came around, it was cloudy, it was raining, and we were dead.
Oh,
there was next to nobody in town. They all went out to some other place. I mean, I didn't even really get. I only got to see like 10% of the solar eclipse because then after it kind of started in that little sliver, the clouds came over and that was it.
Wow.
So it was kind of the only cool part about it was at noon it got really pitch black.
Really?
So yeah,
Interesting.
It was kind of crazy.
Oh, oh wow, I'm in the midst of trying to fix, I broke more things.
You did break more things. I'm seeing it now.
Yeah. Oh,
congrats.
Man. Today's just not my day right now.
But how about you, Hunter? What did you see did you happen to see the eclipse or?
Well, we apparently got a partial, like over here in the UK, but not that much, obviously. Okay. And plus, I couldn't really be bothered looking out for it, to be honest. It's just, it's like, it's probably only like 10%. So it's like, meh.
I'm really stupid.
I wasn't really bothered about it.
I just realized something really dumb.
I did see the NASA stream, though.
There you go.
That was pretty good. I managed to catch Charleston on the NASA stream, so that looked pretty cool, actually.
Cool.
Nice.
So,
bird's eye view.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah. I would have liked to have seen more of it, but unfortunately, because being like what it is, like here and stuff, we were just not in the prime location to really witness a lot of it. So I saw like 80% of it. I was just like, okay, this is cool. I'm a little bit bummed that it's, not more of it and stuff like that. And Gertron's having way too much fun with that over there. And I think I might actually be able to fix some art.
The thing is, it was the first total eclipse in the US since 1918. So it was a big one for you guys.
1988? I thought it was
1918.
Okay, yeah. I was like, it was like 100 years ago when we had an eclipse.
Yeah.
I'm not that old yet.
I know.
So, but yeah, so yeah, it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it, and
nice.
And it was it's good and enjoyable. So definitely very cool. And I was able to fix stuff behind the scenes. So yay.
Yay.
So we're gonna go ahead and just, if we're done like talking about the clips and stuff, I'm gonna head and just move along since I've got things working. But I found an interesting video. So this week, usually I contribute articles. But today I really couldn't find anything decent. So I found mainly videos today, actually. And I'm not gonna play the whole thing because this is from Linus Tech Tips Tech Quickie. It was talking about how Netflix works. And unfortunately, for some dumb reason, I don't remember the exact details of it, but I thought it was a cool video, and I actually should link this in the chat for you guys to watch on your own time. And I really need to actually, when I say I'm gonna make show notes, I actually need to make show notes because I haven't been doing that, and I'm really sorry. But yeah, if you guys were ever wondering how Netflix works, I just found this cool video that I'm trying to scrub through. But it was talking about like how it distributes it, and how that they have like redundant computers and stuff close to people and everything. And it was just a very interesting video. I have the sound muted again because I don't want to infringe on somebody else's work and stuff like that. And Gertrude said he actually watched a lot of it. So if you could actually go ahead and explain, that'd be great, because I don't remember.
So from what I understand, on Netflix, they don't just have one server in one location, because if that one server goes down, then, well, everybody's lost. They do have a lot of redundancies. They have servers located all around the world that will stream that out to, well, whoever wants to be watching it. That way the latency is not going to be crazy, because again, if they only had one server, then you'd be watching a video buffering all the time.
Yeah.
And it actually, part of that video that you were showing there reminded me, 37% of the videos being watched or internet usage is through Netflix.
Dang.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a lot of content.
That's actually a lot.
Almost half. Almost. I mean, it's still got a ways to go, but it's almost half. And Blockbuster They started out as a brick and mortar, and they were
Blockbuster.
everywhere. And now there's only like 12 Blockbusters left, and most of them are located in Alaska because their broadband internet is way too expensive. It's still cheaper for them to go to Blockbuster than to use Netflix. So
interesting.
Dang.
Kind of crazy, but
yeah, and I find it really interesting that you know, how a lot of that, like, you know, works, that people are constantly watching Netflix. You know, I don't have that luxury of enjoying Netflix, unfortunately, because, well, my parents just don't pay for Netflix. So a lot of my entertainment comes off of YouTube and Twitch streams. But that's really interesting that people are like that into it. It's really interesting.
37%, like, dude, that's crazy.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's a huge amount of people that are constantly. That's a lot of couch potatoes too. I mean, I mean, not to be mean, but that's a lot of couch potatoes. I mean, unless you actually do something outside of Netflix, then cool, awesome. But that's just a lot, you know. So definitely very cool. And as the clip said, very interesting and stuff. So I guess maybe just like a quick little subject for those of you who, well, Gershon, do you have Netflix, or Hunter, do you have it yourself, or?
I did have it, but I don't know. I used my uncle's. It was pretty good, to be honest.
Well, the reason why I asked was I was going to say that I was going to ask what you were currently watching, but I was like, oh wait, I don't know if they all have Netflix, so never mind. You know.
Well, I don't have Netflix, but I am currently watching Thatch Bell.
Okay, is that like an anime, or is that?
I'm an anime junkie.
I can't find a good anime to watch right now, honestly. That's one of my
interested in animes.
Like, that's the only sort of like anime I guess you could like say that I watch is Ruby, which is supposed to be releasing volume 5 in October. I'm so hyped for it. I can't wait. But yeah, Ruby volume 5 is gonna be out, and I'm really happy for that to come out and stuff like that. And other than that, just watching like I was watching a couple episodes of Ruby Chibi, which is supposed to be the cute the cute version of Ruby. It's kind of fun to watch. It's a little like dorky and cheesy, but it's fun, and I liked it, and I got to wake up with something cool that I enjoy watching. So, you know, whatever. Other than that, I'm not really watching anything other than just, you know, my usual like usual Twitch streams. Actually, Gertrude, a fun fact, during last night, I actually opened up 12 Twitch streams on all 3 monitors. So for every monitor, there were 4 streams open. I took a big screenshot of it, and
that's crazy.
Yeah, I just wanted to see. I saw that, yeah, I just wanted to see if it was possible. I'll have to send it to you, Gertrude. But somebody was like, "Man, it's like looking at one of those TVs at Best Buy where they have like multiple channels going or whatever." And I'm like, "Yep. That's a lot of Twitch." Oh, allergies! I hate you. Yeah, that's been super annoying lately too. But yeah, so I don't know. That's what I'm currently watching. So yeah. Okay, so we're gonna head and move right along the article train. Going really fast today too. It's pretty interesting. Which means we have more time to talk about things. I keep thinking that it's later than it is, and I realize it's not, and I'm probably just panicking in my brain because I had to fix stuff on the fly. So, which I'm usually good at doing. Yeah. Possibly. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about some video game news, and I'm excited because.
Oh my goodness. The Twitch stream.
Okay, you can tell we are major Star Wars nerds on the show here.
Yes, indeed.
The Force is strong with us, and I am one with the Force.
Strong.
The weird thing was I wasn't even dancing. I just saw you two dancing on the stream. I was just like, yo.
But yeah,
boy.
some Star Wars Battlefront news. I saw this. Now this is for PS4, but dude, the space combat.
Exactly.
It's just like, yes. I wonder if I can get to. Oh, come on. Really?
No sound?
No, it just is being a. Well, okay. Well, believe me when I say that the trailer. I'm trying to get to have mute. Okay, so I muted the tab, right? I'm trying to tell it to unmute the tab. Thank you, Twit. Here we go. I'm gonna play a little bit of this. All rights, of course, go to EA. But dude,
yes,
this looks so good.
It looks epic. When Battlefront 1 came out, and we're talking about the most recent Battlefront.
Yes,
one,
yes, of course.
Star Wars Battlefront.
Yes.
That one was pretty good, but it was still missing a lot of things. And from what I understand, this one's going to add so much more to it, and I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. I can't wait for this to come out because I'm totally going to be all over that.
Yeah. I'm like super hyped about it too. Dude, I've never seen Opera Glitch. Dang, I got a lot to fix after the show. Oh gosh. But yeah, I'm pumped. I'm ready for this, man.
Indeed.
Let's go. Let's release it, man. I hope it's as good as it looks. Because they've been hinting all this stuff.
Yeah.
And now one of my concerns I'm worried about is they've been hinting all this stuff. What I'm really hoping is, are they going to deliver?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
There was this game that was supposed to come out. Well, it did actually come out long time ago, actually, called No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
And there was so much hype. Even I was excited about it. And when it came out, it was
a huge disappointment.
Well, yeah, they're currently being investigated by the UK government, actually.
Really?
For fraud.
But
really?
there was also a point where Steam was actually refunding keys or refunding money for the game.
I remember that, I think. Yeah.
But they're being investigated at the minute, actually. And the main developer has not actually come out and said anything publicly about No Man's Sky.
See,
since it came out.
That's what's disgusting about the developers for No Man's Sky, because they hyped a bunch of stuff during, I think it was one of the,
while you're thinking about that point, they have sent out a lot of updates, and from the updates that I've seen, a lot of what they said they were going to add is being added. Yeah. And it's for free. Yeah, they're not charging for these updates either.
Yeah, why didn't they do this before?
Yeah, that's my question.
I actually did a lot of research on this. Because I was curious as well. It was because there was a whole bunch of legality around it. The name of the game, there was somebody that had that name already kind of copyrighted, and they had to fight for that. There was a whole bunch of legal issues.
Huh.
And also because everybody was like, you need to get it out, you need to get it out. It was almost like Battlefront 1, where they released it too soon. It was almost like that because they didn't want to release it yet, but because there was so many people saying you got to release it, they were like, they had already put it back like 2 years.
Yeah.
So they finally they were like, we got to give you something. I know we said we're going to have all this, but you guys aren't giving us the time of day to actually get through it all.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was having, now actually this is actually a pretty good segue, because I'm gonna quick talk about this, and then I'm gonna probably incorporate this as a whole subject here. Speaking of games that are being sort of, I wouldn't say re-released, I would say more like enhanced. Rise of the Tomb Raider is getting some graphic enhancements for the I think it was the Xbox One X. Now Rise of the Tomb Raider, first of all, was a fantastic game. Okay, I'm actually replaying it because I want another Tomb Raider game. They've hinted Shadow of the Tomb Raider, but that's all they've only given us a screenshot, and that's about it. And there's also supposed to be a new Tomb Raider movie with Lissa, I forget what her name is. I don't know. Well, anyway, they're releasing this with improved graphics and volumetric lighting, improved reflections, foliage, upgraded polygon detail, and amplified texture filters. Now, here's where I'm going to put the two together. Okay. Rise of Tomb Raider has been out for about a year and a half, give or take a couple spaces. Battlefront you know, 2016 has been out for quite some time, stuff like that. Now we've got Battlefront 2 and everything. And one of the things that I find frustrating about game development is they'll push out the game, the initial game, okay? Everybody loves it or hates it, depending. And then they'll push out these extra updates that no one was asking for. Okay, so my problem is they're throwing money into graphic enhancements when they could be smart and take that money and invest it in the next game. If I was the CEO of Crystal Dynamics, I would say, no, how about you take the money I'm paying you to do your job and you develop the next game. Okay,
exactly.
So like that's what I'm having problems with games, you know, with things like No Man's Sky. You know, they either hyped it and it was trash. They released it and they're now releasing extra things that no one was asking for. Okay, Tomb Raider fans want another game. Give us another game.
Well, now as far as No Man's Sky goes, they are asking for the updates because
because it needs it. Yes, it needed it. Yes,
and they can't really make a No Man's Sky 2 because this game is already extremely massive.
Right.
It's supposed to be a game that they just continually add new content. So to a degree, it becomes a new game every time they release a new update.
Right. Sure.
So for No Man's Sky, they need the updates.
Yeah,
for something like Tomb Raider, where you really can't add a whole bunch of new content to one game, I completely agree. They need to make a new game. Now, I'm not a big, huge Tomb Raider fan, but I have nothing against it either.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to basically say is that, like, I get frustrated with game developers where they'll throw their money either the good way or the wrong way. You know. Yeah. And I mean, okay, see, this is the problem that game companies need to start thinking about. Hype is nice, but the problem is getting to the point where that is the only thing that games are. That's their foundation, is hype, and hype to me is like toothpicks that are easy to collapse. And then when the game gets released, it's either a make or break situation, because they'll talk about it during E3, they'll talk about it during Gamescom, which is currently going on, or was going on actually this past week. And I'm just like, guys, you know, how about you just develop your game. I don't care what shiny things are attached to it. Just develop your game, put it out, and then hype. Okay, you know, it's just, I don't know. I mean, and that's what I'm worried about Star Wars Battlefront 2. We're hyping it on toothpicks, okay? It looks good, but is it going to deliver?
Exactly. Hey, now, Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, that's another game that they release games and then they send out an old version of a game. Like, they'll send out Modern Warfare 1 or Call of Duty 1, and they'll say, oh, we've updated the graphics, and if you get our premium package for an extra $20, we'll get the upgraded graphic package. I'm just like, if I was going to buy the game, I don't care about the updated graphics. Just put that money into making the game.
Exactly.
The game.
Yes.
Exactly. I mean, if I already have the other game anyways, which I don't, but hypothetically speaking, then why would I want to buy another one? I mean, I've already played it. I'm not going to play it just because the graphics are better.
Yeah. So what? Like, and that's the thing. Like, it's just a paint job, basically. Exactly. Is what graphics are. It's a paint job.
And the thing is, if you get the updated graphics one, at the start it'll be like, well, this looks cool, but then you'll get used to it.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I've already played this anyway, so it's like, I just want the other game. I don't want this other £20 or dollars or whatever, extra £20 or dollars. Just to get this updated graphics game. When I've already got it, I've already played it. I just want the other new game that's coming out.
And not only that, but what I'm also going to say is, first of all, nothing can really compare to the horsepower of a computer in graphics, okay, in my personal opinion. Because think about it on a computer, we've got HBO Plus, anti-aliasing, the FXAA, you have the tessellation, you have all this other stuff. Now, there could be discussion about how that, processing wise the console's more powerful because it has less to deal with in the background, but then the computer can deliver more because it's better hardware, blah blah blah. But it's just kind of like, guys, it's just a paint job. It's just a 4K paint job. Nobody cares.
Now, the only time I would ever think about getting a game because of a graphic update, if it's gone something from like a really, really old game that had like everything
like potato
was
graphics.
Yeah, potato graphics, and then all of a sudden they upgrade it to current graphic standards. That I might be interested in.
That is worth it.
That's a big difference. But what happens, like, especially with like Modern Warfare, is it's just a minor graphics update.
Exactly.
It's not a huge one. Now, if Modern Warfare decide to update their graphics to where now it literally looks like real life, yeah, well, then, I'd be on that. But the graphics updates are usually minor, not really worth it. And even if they do add in some new content in the reboot of a game, I'm still like, is it really worth it?
Yeah, and see, like, I would rather put my money into like maybe a DLC, okay? But ultimately, I mean. Even DLC, to me, in some way, DLCs can almost be like a novelty in a way. It's like, hey, here's an additional package, you know, like, so I would rather that they just take the money that I gave them for the first game, put it in the second game. Okay, exactly. We're good.
Yeah,
it's kind of like going back to the remastered versions of different games. It's kind of like they're going back to that game and still, like, they're trying to, like, because they find that people still like that game from ages ago. They remaster it and they say, oh, go to this game because it's got updated graphics, and they kind of drain the hype from it.
Yeah, well, you look at Age of Empires HD version, actually. That was like I think it was a 2002 game, I think somebody told me, whatever. Like, it's an old game. But apparently, I guess there was an original one. I guess it was Age of Empires 2, and then I guess they brought like an HD version, whatever. That game is so simple, but so fun. And it's not a hyped game. It's an old game. And it looks really good. And it's fun to play. You know, I mean, that's an exception where like if somebody
granted they games like that.
But if somebody actually if somebody took Jazz Jackrabbit, which was from Windows XP from I want to say like 1995 or maybe around like 2000, that game super fun. So if somebody made an HD version of Jazz Jackrabbit, I'd so buy it. I really would. But I don't think the company exists anymore that made it. But still, you know, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, that's where I could be like, okay, fine. You released it once. Cool. Have potato graphics. Release a couple years later. All right, awesome. You updated the graphics. And it's still fun to play. But here, these are AAA titles we're talking about here. You don't need to graphically update your AAA titles. They already looked good. Just leave it alone.
And they already played good as well.
It's like fixing your hair after being on a date. Like, you get to the date and you're still fixing your hair. You know, like, whatever. I don't know. I think it's stupid that they're doing this, but I'm not CD, so it doesn't really matter, but I don't know. So I'm just hoping that Star Wars Battlefront 2 will deliver, and Gertrude and I, I'm sure we'll have to do, we should do a special edition episode of the Morning Metro where it's just a game review of Battlefront, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to be getting the game. Maybe we're going to have a...
Morning Metro plays. Yeah.
We could just play the game. I'm sure you're going to get it as well. I probably won't get it right off the bat because I usually, when a new game comes out that I'm really interested in, I wait for the updates. I wait for updates and I wait a couple weeks to see what the reviews are, because if it does completely bomb, I don't want to pay the money for it.
Well, what do you think of okay, asking both Hunter and Gertrude here, what do you guys think of things like pre-order? Because I've heard that sometimes it's good to, don't pre-order games, pre-order games. What do you guys think of the idea of pre-orders?
I don't pre-order something that I haven't seen.
Yeah, me too. I would totally agree with Gertrude on that, honestly.
Like, okay, so it depends for me. Like, okay, for example, I played Lawbreakers during the open beta, and I loved Lawbreakers. I actually really want to buy it. But, like, the thing is that, like, that was one game where I could be like, because I was telling one of my friends, and I said to her, like, I don't ever really buy pre-orders, don't buy pre-orders. And then I came to her after playing Lawbreakers, and I'm like, dude, I actually want to pre-order. She's like, what? She's like, she said, you always said not to get pre-orders. I'm like, well, this is one game where I saw the delivery of the product and it was good.
Yeah, that's the difference. That's the difference. If I'm able to play a demo before it's actually released to the public to make the decision, that would be different. But I'm not going to pre-order something that all I get to do is see trailers and there are some in-game footage on it, which it does look good, but I'm still like, that's basically still a trailer, just maybe more in depth.
And see, I think even like Linus Tech Tips or Tech Quickie had done a thing about like, why is it that or something about like game engines versus trailers or something like that, about how that, like, you know, even though it says like, you know, real game engine or whatever, doesn't mean it's the, you know, real game. Because the thing about it is that they could say actual real game engine, which a lot of game companies are starting to do as a new marketing stunt, I've noticed. Yeah. But when you actually get into the game, it weirdly enough looks different than it did in the game trailer. And that's also deceptive, and I hate that. It's like false advertising, basically, which I think actually is illegal, if I recall. I think it is.
Well, technically, in this case, it's not. Normally, it says in-game engine. Doesn't
say a whole lot.
They're showing some of it. If there's ever a scene, anytime at all during the game, with that footage. Or with footage that looks like that, they're not false advertising. It's like if they said, you are going to get $1 million when you get this game. You don't ever see the $1 million, but then you notice down in the corner there's a dollar bill that says $1 million. They weren't false advertising. There was $1 million in there.
Right. Right. Interesting. So I don't know. It's just I mean, this, we could go on about this for a while, but you know, that's kind of my thing at the moment, that I was just kind of like, you know, I hope this is good, but also don't waste money on things that no one really is going to like care about. So yeah, but we're gonna head and move down the article train, and here's
be right back.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Literally only a couple seconds.
One moment. Okay.
I think that's gonna fix that. Maybe the sun's just coming through, and
I saw the glare. Oh yeah, I saw that reflection there. Okay, man, we're really having technical issues today. Set lighting issues. Article. All right, so do you want to go ahead and take this article, Gertrude? Because I did not pre-read this at all. The Google announces YouTube takedown thingy.
Yes. Okay. So Google versus the YouTube terrorist groups, because there are so many YouTube videos out there right now that
that's sad.
Are radicalizing terrorists.
That is so sad.
It's horrible.
It really is. Horrible.
So they're cracking down on this in a couple ways. First off, they already have technology that scans and assesses videos as far as if it looks like there's content in there that could be fishy. But they're going to be increasing that technological point, making it more powerful and able to track down a lot more. And at the same time, they're going to be hiring additional quote-unquote trusted flaggers, who basically their whole job is just to go through YouTube videos and try to find any videos that shouldn't be in there that are terrorist group related, and they're just getting rid of them.
Yeah. Interesting. Now,
so in this case, it's the counter-terrorists win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like in some regard, like this is kind of a bit of a shady. This could be a little bit shady on a couple different fronts, and I have heard of like YouTube scanning its videos. I have heard of I have heard of a couple different things about how that this is good, YouTube's doing this is bad, YouTube's doing this. It's good in the sense that yes, I want them to take down sites that are that endorse harm against someone else, but at the same time too, there is a flip side. There always is a flip side to everything. I've been watching a lot of videos from computingforever.com, and he's done a couple videos on YouTube talking about how that YouTube is, or not YouTube, more specifically Google is, cutting down on the whole free speech thing, which again, our opinions are our own on this show, as we always say, before I go on any further, about how that, they're, if you say anything that's, on the right wing, view versus the left wing view, then we'll demonetize your videos and all this kind of stuff and everything. So at the same time, it's it's cool that they're wanting to do something. At the same time, it's also very it shows just how real like their ability to take down a video is, and when you said about like the whole thing about scanning the video to see what's in it, you know, even like using the CC, the closed captions, the fact it can guess your every word, you know, has been something that's been of some concern to some YouTubers and stuff. So, you know, it's not, you know, it's good that they're wanting to do something. It's bad because it also just it's a scary technology a little bit. I mean,
and it does get a little scary because they could use it for quote unquote evil. They could decide, well, we don't like the people who are posting these kind of YouTube videos, even though they're completely fine. It's maybe just an opinion-based video, or maybe somebody talks bad about Google, not in a way that they're cussing at them or anything, but just talks about the negative side of Google. And they can be like, no, we don't want, nope, you can't have that. Nope, we're not having that. And that kind of stuff, I don't agree with. I think the only thing they should be really working on is anything related to terrorists. Anything that has any sort of, well, true pornography. Not. I mean, I don't care for the stuff on YouTube where they're getting a little risky with it, but you're not actually seeing anything. But when you actually seeing stuff, that kind of stuff needs to be thrown away.
Yeah, definitely. Hunter, what's your view on this, buddy?
Well, I mean, I think it's good that Google's trying to do this, well, obviously to YouTube, but then again, it kind of like, I don't know. I feel like it's good in a sense, but like you said, there's always a flip side to it. So
you know, and I think really what it needs to be is people need to censor themselves. You know, like people, now, I mean, of course, which is, in a perfect world, we would not have this issue, but we do, and people are stupid, and they don't censor themselves. But, I mean, like, you know, I'll just say that, like, you know, people need to understand that there are certain things, and we said this in the last episode with Shy Fox, you know, not everything needs to be said online, you know, and not every opinion needs to be expressed online. And you know, I mean, like, that's, you know, so, I mean, oh, man, this is it's such a weird thing to talk about because it's like, you know, it's like, it's cool that they're doing something, it's also bad, and it's just kind of like, it just, I don't know.
It's a weird topic, definitely.
It is a weird topic because I just think that it's like, it's hard to figure out, okay, how much do corporate giants act, and then how much should we really call on the civilians to act on their own and you know, decide that we're not going to post this riffraff garbage stuff on the internet, you know, because it's just it's useless, you know, that kind of stuff usually reserved like for the dark web, which does exist, but I mean, you know, like, it's just I don't know.
Ultimately, what's going on here is, in general, people are becoming more and more hateful, angry, and dumb, and they're not censoring themselves at all. I mean, I can be accused of it from time to time, but for the most part, I try to censor myself.
Right.
You know, I've seen so many crazy things, especially on Facebook, because I'm on Facebook.
Oh, Facebook. Oh, gosh.
And I am going to say, being that we are on the opinionated side, the Donald Trump gets too much hate. I'm just going to say I am a Donald Trump fan. If you don't like Donald Trump, that's up to you. I mean, he's got his own issues, but I still think he's doing the best he can. But all the fake news going out against him, and clearly, I mean, they're saying that he's not worried about Hurricane Katrina, but that's going to be a topic we'll be discussing a little bit later in the show, Hurricane Harvey, actually.
Ironically enough.
And also, there's just so much going on that they're just bashing him, telling him that he's not doing anything. But the thing is, if the right side, the left side people would actually let him do his job, he'd actually be doing something.
Do you know what's actually crazy though? I saw an article once, and it was about Trump, and they literally got body language experts in to monitor his move and what he was feeling at that time.
What?
But apparently when he shook hands with someone, it was a bit persuasive. It was forced, and it's like, yo, did you do this with Obama?
What?
It's absolutely crazy. It was CNN. Surprise, surprise.
Oh yeah, the Clinton News Network.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and see, like, and here's the thing, like, I like talking about this on our show, but then it's the thing is, like, I know where this video is gonna go, like, it's gonna end up being uploaded to YouTube, obviously.
Yeah.
And so, like, I feel like I'm constantly having to say, like, I'm not going to. This is why I always say to people who are listening, our opinions on the show are our own. You are fully entitled to have whatever opinion you're allowed to have. That is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it.
If you don't like our opinion, that's fine.
That's cool too.
Don't start lambasting us or anything like that. If you start doing that, then you know,
we've got a bit of an issue. But you know,
you have yours, we have ours.
You know, so and that's kind of what I wish people would just go back to that. It's okay to have differing opinions. It's perfectly fine. It's what makes us all unique, you know? So, but yeah, it's interesting. And speaking of interesting news, and again, another story for Gertron, unless I don't know if Hunter, well, actually Hunter couldn't pre-read anything because he wasn't here till like this morning.
I do know a bit about this story.
All right, do you want to try?
North Korea is a little closer to Hunter than it is us.
Yeah.
Do you want to take this
like geographically? What?
do you want to take this story, Hunter?
Wait, in fact, I might take the Buckingham Palace one.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is it okay if we do that last, by the way?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't have a doc for that, but I'll go ahead and bring that up. Go ahead and
it's in Google Docs. I'll put it.
Okay, yeah, I'll take care of it. All right. So go ahead and Gertron, take it away if you would, please.
Okay, so yesterday North Korea fired 3 short-range missiles into the sea, and while 2 failed mid-flight, 1 appeared to have just blown up right out the gate. I mean, it didn't even make it out the latch, according to the sources. It just boom. So obviously their missile research needs to, be a little more researched. But the reason why they did this most likely is that South Korea and in the U.S. military and some other military forces were running some joint military drills, basically just practice. Getting ready. I mean, just practice keeping everything going well, just in case World War III breaks out.
Keeping it chill.
Exactly. But my entire plan is
Stark. We need a plan of attack. I have a plan. Attack.
Exactly. Honestly, if North Korea is just going crazy, I'm foreseeing. And you're going to hear it here first, we will be at war with North Korea and whoever else North Korea has allies with here within the next 3 to 6 months. I tell you the truth. That is what will happen.
Okay, I'm not gonna agree with this because
okay.
Because fine. I just would rather. That's kind of pushing a little bit for this show, I think, honestly. But again, your opinions are your own.
North Korea's been
my hands are clean of this.
Nukes. They've been increasing their nukes and all this crazy stuff.
I mean, they have got that plan in Guam. They're still planning that out.
I literally got up and walked off the show. I do not. Okay, I'm not in support of Gertron's view. This is his opinion, not mine. This does not reflect.
I want to go to war. I'm just saying that's what it's leading into. That's what it looks like. I mean, the world's been on the brink of war with World War III for like the last several years, and it's just been getting closer and closer.
I really don't want that to happen.
I don't want it to happen either. I'm not saying that I want it to happen. I'm just saying that it's most likely going to happen.
Oh my gosh.
Whether we want it or not.
I have to say it is getting pretty close. Not gonna lie.
And Hunter, since you are over there, well, not in North Korea, obviously, but you're closer to
Pretty
it.
dang close.
How close are we?
Well, the thing is, they've not made any direct threats against us, but I feel like if there was war, we get involved anyway, because, you know, we're allies with the US, so...
Yeah. I mean, like... Oh, man. Sometimes... I worry sometimes about the things we talk about on this show. This is one of those times. I mean... I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to say anything, honestly. If I do, I think I'd rather keep it. If I want to say something, I think I'd rather say off the show than on. But I mean, I think they all just.
Hey, come on, we're in a safe zone here. I mean,
I think that North Korea should just stick to paper airplanes.
Okay, they should. I agree. Go
just
back
stick
to their origami.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. I can just picture Kim Jong-un playing with origami paper airplanes.
Dude, no. You could just picture him trying to make one.
I can.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh boy.
It reminds me of the meme photo someone made of Kim Jong-un holding a floppy drive. It says, "With this technology, we will," you know. I mean, I don't want that to happen at all. If God willing, we can help it. But that is scary, honestly.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of funny that the missiles blew up mid-flight. Like, thank you God that they did. And I hope that's a consistent pattern.
That's actually pretty hilarious too.
I hope that keeps happening. Actually, I really do. Like, that keeps happening for like several thousand years. That they just can't do it. That'd be really fun. And I'm hoping at some point that makes them admit, like, that would just. Well, I mean, it wouldn't, but theoretically, I hope it would make him admit defeat because, dude, you apparently can't build a missile. So, go back to your origami, please.
Know much about North Korea in general?
Mm-hmm.
Know about North Korea and what their culture is like and what their rules are like? Because I actually did an entire research on the difference between South Korea and North Korea.
Really?
And they're basically complete polar opposites. So, in North Korea, if you say anything bad about the leadership, especially Kim Jong-un, or however you want to pronounce his name,
Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un, you're just dead. And if you're dead, literally, they kill you.
It's terrible.
if you know somebody that did something or said something against him, and you don't say anything, well, you're just in as much trouble. And over there, if you're Christian, well, your life's over. You have to hide, and there's so much crackdown on what you can do on the web. On the web, I think they said in North Korea they only have 12 websites they can go to.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
And they have a state television as well.
Oh gosh.
So I mean, over there is really, really bad. In my honest opinion, and this is my opinion here, and I know you're gonna say something about this. Somebody needs to replace the current leadership and bring democracy over there.
I don't have any problem with that, honestly. Like, I think that, in my opinion, that's okay. Like, it's not. It would take a lot for that to actually be feasible.
I imagine there's like underground rebel groups.
Oh,
but
sure.
the thing is, it's going to be hard for them to come to light because there's so much opposition.
Mm-hmm.
Like the amount of like soldiers they have, it would literally take a lot to try and assassinate Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
I mean, it's. I am so glad that I'm so glad that there's an entity that does care about us in heaven. Thank you, God. But I'm just saying, it's very interesting, the developments of how that's going and stuff. I would like to, just hope that, we're, we won't we'll have anything to really worry about, hopefully, but I know that it's also very real at the same time. I mean, I look at it this way, like, you could go on and worrying about, like, the world's problems and, you know, things that are going on, and at the same time, it's kind of like, you know what, just worry about your corner of the world, and that's really all you're responsible for, because there are people in power for a reason who take care of that stuff, and then there's us. There's people like you and me, everyday Joes, who talk about this stuff. And, you know, I think as kind of to bring some sort of, like, you know, relief, you know, to minds of people that might be listening or watching, you know, whatever, that, you know, you just take care of your corner of the world, you know? You're only given so much to worry about, and then beyond that, it's just like, just deal with it as it comes, kind of a thing. And that's kind of what I've been having to, I've been having to, like, adopt that as a philosophy for myself, because it's like, there are so many problems in the world, it's just hugely monumental and a lot to deal with. But yeah, so interesting, scary, and whatever else. And unfortunately, just doesn't get any better, because we have one more story. Actually, we have one second to last story here, and then we'll go ahead and wind down. But Hurricane Harvey, I actually did a little bit of research myself, so I do know a little bit what's going on with this. It's one of the largest hurricanes to hit land since Hurricane Katrina. And hello, Mr. Mutant Gamer, welcome to the show. Last I knew, it got pushed up to a Category 3 hurricane. I think somebody said it. I think it was one of my Guardians of the Grid community members said it got pushed up to like a Category 4.
Yeah,
it was a Category 4. I think it was a mayor or something over there. I don't know how it works.
I'm gonna see if I actually go ahead and play the latest update. This is from weather.com, so credit to you guys.
Harvey is lashing Corpus Christi. We've been seeing problems since last night, and they continue, and it's expected to only get worse, unfortunately. We have a rain threat, catastrophic flooding. We're still dealing with extreme winds, and also now we have severe weather in the forecast. That's mainly east of Port O'Connor. So Rockport, Corpus Christi, you're not really in the threat of tornadoes, but you could see some of that by later today. It's your flash flood threat that's going to increase throughout the day and as we go into the weekend and even next week. Now, let's check out the winds. Here we are Saturday morning.
Oh, wow. There's some high winds, guys.
Yeah.
Gust. Victoria, by this afternoon.
So I won't play the whole thing because of copyright, but that's according to weather.com under their hurricane news section. We should go ahead and drop here so we can put back our sources here. So anybody who watches this that's from Texas, guys, please stay safe. We love you. Our prayers and everything are with you and stuff. We haven't forgotten about you or anything. I don't know. Thoughts, opinions, like, what do you guys?
It is a crazy hurricane.
Yeah.
I've just been.
I mean, the last major storm the last storm that I remember that was really pretty major was, oh gosh, it was, I can't remember what hurricane it was. It wasn't Katrina, it was something else. Maybe it was Katrina, I don't know. I know at some point here on the East Coast, we got a tail storm of, from one of the past hurricanes and stuff. And we've had some we've had some other hurricanes come up the coast here. Because I'm pretty close to the eastern seaboard and everything, and it's pretty scary. Yes, Sandy was also a very big storm. Yes, definitely a Mutant Gamer. But I mean, have you guys ever experienced any large storms in your lifetime of storms and stuff? Or?
I mean, there's been times when there's been U.S. hurricanes and we've caught the end of it.
Oh, yeah.
So we've caught like the remnants of it, so that's been pretty bad. But other than that, the highest winds I think I've seen is about 85 miles per hour, around that. And that was just the remnants of another hurricane.
Yeah.
So it's pretty crazy, to be honest. How it's like remnants of a hurricane can still have such a huge effect.
Indeed. Yes.
It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts that this that you know, this hurricane has gotten so monumental and stuff. They've actually, I think, the federal government, I think, was getting involved with disaster relief. I also read somewhere that FEMA was on standby. Several parts of Texas had already put out evacuation notices and stuff. Unfortunately, they were dealing with traffic jams. What a time to deal with a traffic jam, right?
Of course.
I just want to say to, again, the guys and the people in Texas, we love you guys. I really hope and pray for the best for you. Please stay calm. Don't do anything stupid, and just, you know, keep it together and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's crazy.
Don't go running around in the roads while the hurricane's going on, because
don't.
That would really be good. I see a couple of videos of people doing that in the middle of a hurricane. It's just the dumbest thing ever. Yeah.
That's stupid.
They just run out in the middle of the road in a hurricane, like no one's out, but it's like a massive storm or a hurricane, and just running out in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
It's like embracing it. It's just like, you're stupid.
Yeah. So yeah, please don't go risking your life on a hurricane.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't be a storm chaser.
Yes.
Don't be a storm chaser.
Well, you know, if you're good at it, I mean, have fun.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
your opinion is your opinion.
Of course, yes. So, anyway, but yeah, just a quick little weather report in the show, which we haven't done in a while, actually. I dropped doing that because it took too long to do in the morning. So, yeah, there's some weather. Okay,
there's some weather for you.
Move on to the last story. This is for Hunter to take away. So please go ahead if you would.
Okay, so this actually happened last night. A man apparently holding a 4-foot sword.
Oh wow!
Wow.
That's crazy.
Oh
yeah. Pulled up in front of a police car. It was in a Toyota Prius. He pulled up in front of a police car at Buckingham Palace, got out, shouted Allahu Akbar, and stabbed a couple of the policemen.
Oh wow!
Apparently, a couple of the other officers around, apparently a couple of police officers around stopped him, quickly got on top of him, and so thankfully the police officers who are actually injured only suffered minor injuries.
Okay.
It was receiving cuts to their hands and their forearms.
Ooh.
So the guy has been arrested.
Yes.
And thankfully,
another one for the
thankfully.
The one for the good guys.
No members of the royal family were in Buckingham Palace at the time.
Wow.
No members at all.
Wow.
Good. Not even the Queen, not even any of her family, not even extended family. None of them were in there.
I think it deserves a PogChamp in chat.
They were all on holiday.
Wow.
So none of them were in there, thankfully.
That's cool.
But yeah, so 4 foot. If you don't know how large that is,
no. Like I literally just measured it in my office. Like, I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
Like 4 feet, guys. Like, I mean, I can't even put it on camera, but like that's how long like 4 feet is. That's like from, oh gosh, I messed up. But that 4 feet, guys, is like super. It's probably from
it
like.
Is really long.
Okay, it's from about like my monitor to like my almost to the end of my desk here. Yeah. So that's pretty.
Wow.
That's pretty big.
Long. So
I actually measured it on
an eyewitness, her name's Kiana Williamson. She said, "We turned up and there was one police van and one car, but there was also a civilian's car that had veered towards the police car. They were trying to get the man out of the car, shouting. More police were arriving on the scene, and the man was fighting back." She said, "I saw one injured policeman with an injury to his arm, although it didn't look severe. He was being tended by another police officer. The man had been restrained and almost looked unconscious by the side of the road."
Interesting.
And then another passerby who didn't want to be named said her partner initially thought he'd seen a sword.
Yeah.
And then she told the press association the police didn't just run up to the car. There was some shouting prior to this. I couldn't tell you what. I was a bit panicked. My partner saw a sword, which I didn't see, as well as a policeman with blood on him, looking like it was his hand or chest that was injured. The police officer had it in his hand, walking away with it. And the palace spokesman said summer opening hours and tours will go ahead on Saturday, adding that it will be business as usual. So it seems everything's going back to normal pretty quick.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm just so thankful no members of the royal family were in there.
Well, I mean, that's
pretty good.
I am a little bit sad about the people who were either hurt or killed in this. That does break my heart.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really sorry. My condolences to the people who were. But good show on the officials getting the man arrested and stuff, and it'd be very interesting to see how that develops as well. But
there were literally loads of police cars there.
Wow, so very cool. Good job.
They said it was quickly declared as a terrorist incident last night, obviously by what the guy said.
Right.
And it was treated as an isolated incident as well. So
there was a state, I can't remember which one. It's in the U.S. A mayor stated, or a governor stated, somebody stated, and they made it official that if anybody said Allahu Akbar, they'd be shot on sight.
Oh gosh!
Wow!
Just don't even say it, because the cops were told if you hear anybody saying Allahu Akbar, just shoot them.
Oh gosh! Wow! Interesting.
And that's what I'm afraid it's come to these days.
Yeah, because nowadays when they say Allahu Akbar, you don't know what's about to happen. I mean, it might be something smaller. It could be like devastating.
Yeah, right. So I need to actually wind down the show because I actually have to go to a hair appointment today. Finally get a haircut.
Well,
but
I don't need a haircut.
One more thing. The police is now investigating the suspect's background, and they're carrying out searches in the Luton area, which is away from London, so it must be where he lived or something.
Interesting.
So they're carrying out raids over there. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that you guys are always on top of things over there. It's pretty. It's really awesome. So
I mean, even though we have open borders and we can't close them because of EU boys, but we're coming out of that in 2019. So I'm happy about that.
All right. Well, very cool, very interesting articles today. Just want to say again, of course, opinions are our own on the show and stuff like that. Yep. So don't anybody get offended, please. But
if you are offended, I'm sorry.
Yes, we're
would agree.
It's okay. But anyway, but thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Morning Metro. I will be back on Tuesday at 7:30 EST, so you can come watch me do some gameplay and chat and hang out, stuff like that. Gertrude, thank you so much for being here. Hunter, thank you so much for being here. And until then, we will basically catch you guys later. So see you then.